Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. Protests broke out across the country Saturday in response to recent policies. In Victoria, over 100 people attended a local rally. A close-knit community in the Crossroads is grappling with loss after a historic church was consumed by fire early Saturday. Plus, the latest as Israel and Iran continue striking each other, how Americans could soon feel the impacts.
And I hope y'all have been enjoying all the rain that we had the last several days, because we got more coming away for today thanks to an outflow boundary down on the coast. And later this week, we have some tropical showers. All that in the weather coming up.
Good morning, Crossroads, and we got some former Crossroads athletes that dominated on the national level. See what we're talking about and more coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and welcome to your Monday. And we are in hurricane season, Parker. We have a generator giveaway happening.
That's what we do.
On our contest section on our website. I'm thinking, a generator is on my list this summer.
Yeah, a generator would probably be helpful during hurricane season, so you can go sign up to maybe win that giveaway on our website. Just come to crossroadstoday.com to find out more. But for today, it's going to be another warm and humid one. Luckily, we don't have any tropics to talk about, but in Victoria, it's already nice and warm and humid out there like it usually is. 73 degrees with that sunrise coming up over the horizon. 71 though, dew point, bringing humidity to that high like it usually is, 93%, which is technically enough to see some light fog, but don't worry about that this morning. It's going to be really light if there's anything. If anything, I want y'all to worry about some rain, because we have some more of that out there. Just turning on the lightning, you can see we have some thunderstorms as well coming up towards Calhoun County and also Matagorda County, but zooming in on the ones near Calhoun County, probably coming up towards Port Lavaca over the next 5-10 minutes or so. Y'all might see a few light sprinkles. I don't think it's heavy enough to worry about an umbrella just yet, but Matagorda County, y'all as well, coming up towards, I think Matagorda is right around here, maybe Sargent and then Surfside. Get ready for that. But for the rest of this morning, we're going to continue tracking the radar, and also this afternoon, because I think we're going to have some more to talk about. So grab that umbrella. All those details coming up next.
Protests erupted nationwide Saturday against the Trump administration's immigration policies and ICE actions. In Victoria, the County Democratic Party held its third No Kings rally, followed by an evening protest. Over 120 people from Victoria and nearby counties joined, speaking out against immigration injustices and other Trump-era initiatives. Party Chair Jewel Buchanan said the event helped amplify the voices of smaller communities.
We didn't want a king, and we wanted representation by the taxpayers and the people. And right now we have an administration, we have a president who just decides things and doesn't run them through Congress, the people that we elect.
Protesters on the scene expressed their support for America as well, claiming that recent executive actions are against what the nation stands for. Bloomington Stronger Together will hold their city council meeting Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. It'll take place at the VFW building located at 94 Catribe Street. On the agenda, early planning for the upcoming water board election, discussion and possible action on a post office box, and other community matters. A Bay City community is mourning the loss of one of its oldest black churches after a devastating fire early Saturday morning. Flames broke out just after midnight at Tyree AME Church on Avenue B. A passing driver spotted the fire and called 911, but by the time firefighters arrived, the building was fully engulfed. No one was injured. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. The church had served as a cornerstone for the community for generations. Victoria County Commissioners are set to meet at 10 this morning. They'll consider filling a vacancy on the board of the Victoria County Navigation District. They'll also consider approving an event and emergency compensation policy, as well as review renovation plans for the building at 311 East Constitution. They'll meet at room 241 inside the Victoria County Courthouse at 115 North Bridge Street. The suspect in the Minnesota lawmaker shootings is in custody. 57-year-old Vance Bolter was captured Sunday night in a rural field in Sibley County after a 2-day manhunt. He's accused of killing State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband, and critically injuring State Senator John Hoffman and his wife in separate shootings early Saturday. We'll have more on this story later on Sunrise. Now to the crisis in the Middle East, a fourth day of Israel and Iran exchanging attacks. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details.
This morning, families in Tel Aviv searching through rubble after Iran launched a fresh barrage of missiles overnight. Israeli officials say 5 people were killed, bringing the death toll inside Israel to at least 17 since the attacks began Friday. Israeli Defense Forces saying Iran launched dozens of missiles and drones in a coordinated overnight strike, with interceptors deployed across major cities. ABC's Ian Pannell is there.
The building shook. It was a big bang. It fell. The shrapnel, we could hear the shrapnel falling.
Israel attacking Iran's capital, Tehran, from the air. Explosions and plumes of smoke rising over the city. Israel saying new strikes today targeted missile sites in central Iran. More than 220 people reportedly killed in Iran since Friday, including nuclear scientists and top military leaders. Israel's ambassador to the U.S. not ruling out that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, was a potential target.
Nobody who's threatening the destruction of Israel should be off the target list.
2 U.S. officials tell ABC News Israel told the United States it had a window to kill Khomeini, but President Trump was not on board. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu reportedly urging Trump to join the operation to destroy Iran's nuclear program, but Trump urging restraint.
Well, I hope there's going to be a deal. I think it's time for a deal, and we'll see what happens. But sometimes they have to fight it out, but we're going to see what happens.
Trump saying he'd be open to Vladimir Putin serving as a mediator between Iran and Israel. But French President Macron, ahead of today's G7 summit in Canada, rejecting the idea. Meanwhile, the conflict driving oil prices higher. One report predicting gas prices could rise 20 cents per gallon in the coming weeks. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Victoria County has reported 2 major road closures following Thursday's storm. Gin Road at the Mercado Creek crossing is closed due to severe flooding and will remain shut until repairs are complete. Kemper City Road East is also closed between Highway 77 and Kemper City Road South because of water damage. Reconstruction is underway. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. The time now, let's get a look at our clock. It is 6:37 on our Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. A family continues to seek answers after a man went missing 8 years ago.
This morning, the manhunt comes to an end for the suspect who allegedly shot 2 Minneapolis lawmakers and their spouses. I'm Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with details on the search and possible motive.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast, you heard me say there's more rain chances today. That's right. So coming up next, I'll tell you just when I think the rain will get here. Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Monday. It's the beginning of a brand new week, but the weather is just about the same as it usually is. 71 degrees, nice and warm, and quite humid to start out the morning. Ooh, is that a bird that just flew by me? 99% is the humidity out there right now, basically 100% because the dew point is matching the temperature right now. So just be careful if you see any kind of light fog, or I guess any kind of flying birds that are going to come attacking your camera. But for this morning, we're going to have a very low chance for rain in the morning time. It's going to be at about maybe 10, maybe 20%, maybe a few spotty showers, but that's going to ramp up to about 30% for later today. And that's going to be between 11 a.m. up until about 5 or 6 p.m. is when I think the rain chances will cut off. And you're going to see that right here. Here's 11 a.m. We might see a few spotty showers trying to form right along the immediate coastal counties as we go into the later morning hours. But in the afternoon, sometime around 2 or maybe 3 p.m., we'll start picking up a few spotty to isolated thunderstorms and showers that try forming around our inland counties. That should be becoming a little bit more scattered for the later afternoon. Here's 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and then 6 p.m. And like I said, sometime around 6 or 7, we should cut off rain activity back to the part of cloudy skies for overnight tonight. And I know you saw a little bit of pink on the radar. I want to let y'all know, kind of ease the soothe the senses. Severe threat is going to be up in the Panhandle today, but if there is a strong thunderstorm that forms, it could drop some heavy rain up to an inch, maybe an inch and a half, and maybe some strong gusty winds, 40 to 50 miles an hour, and half an inch hail or less. But temperatures today going to be a little bit warmer if you don't see the rain. I'm thinking about 90 for most of us, maybe 91. So make sure to stay cool and hydrated, and do that for the rest of this week before rain naturally hydrates us more later this week. And that's coming up next.
This past weekend, the NCAA had their track and field championships, and Goliad High School alum Cutler Zamzow was a key player at Hayward Field, helping his relay team make a big splash in a 4x400 meter relay. Running the second leg, Zamzow took the lead right at the break and gave his team the edge that they needed. Texas A&M finished second with the season best time of 3 minutes and 0.73 seconds. They just missed out on the top spot with South Florida edging them out at 3 minutes, 0.42 seconds. Cutler's wrapping up an amazing college career with 2 SEC first-team selections and 2 NCAA First American All-American honors. Not too shabby, right? From Goliad High School to the national stage, Cutler Zamzow has shown what hard work and talent can do. We're excited to see what's next for this standout athlete. And speaking of A&M, we're going to have more Crossroads athletes perform at College Station. That's right, we're getting ready for the State 7-on-7 tournament. We have 4 teams from the area preparing to take the field in Ganado, Cuero, Tidehaven, and Bay City. Best of luck to all those athletes. Make sure you stay tuned on KAVU as we continue to update and cover all 4 teams. But that does it for your 25 News Now Sports. Until next time, I'm Ray Robinson.
Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, or Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. Now to the latest in the shootings of 2 Minnesota state lawmakers. Overnight, police arrested 57-year-old Vance Bolter for the murder of a top Minnesota lawmaker and her husband. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with the latest on the suspect.
This morning, the manhunt for the suspect wanted in the shooting of 2 Minneapolis lawmakers and their spouses comes to an end. Overnight, police arresting Vance Bolter near his farm in Green Isle, southwest of Minneapolis. Police now calling this the largest manhunt in Minnesota state history. The search lasting nearly 2 days after the shootings happened.
That's 48 hours that law enforcement involved in a complex and dangerous manhunt. Spent Father's Day away from their families to deliver justice for Melissa and Mark Hortman and their children who spent this Father's Day alone.
Bolter is accused of killing former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, and in a separate incident shooting State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. The violence underscoring a troubling trend. Threats to elected officials are on the rise.
It's part of a troubling pattern, a wave of political violence that threatens the very foundation of this republic. And let me be clear, violence has no place in our politics.
Republican Majority Leader John Thune and House Speaker Mike Johnson have also both condemned the incident and all acts of political violence. ABC News has learned investigators found a vehicle of interest and personal items they believe belong to Bolter, including writings and a list of potential targets they say the suspect left behind, including the names of many Democratic lawmakers and abortion rights advocates, along with addresses. So far, no motive has been released. Nationally, 43% of state lawmakers reported facing threats during their most recent term in office and the preceding campaign. Meanwhile, a makeshift memorial for Hortman and her husband continues to grow outside the state capitol in Minnesota. Visitors leaving flowers, signs, and American flags to honor the lives lost. Senators will receive a bipartisan security briefing when they return to work later today. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code. It's right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, how concerned are you about the rise in threats and violence against elected officials? 66% of you say you're very concerned. 2% of you say you're somewhat concerned. 13% of you say you're not very concerned. And 19% of you, now 21% of you, say you're not concerned at all. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. A family continues to seek answers in the case of a missing Victoria man, Antonio Vela Jr., who vanished 8 years ago on June 15, 2017. He was last seen leaving a local sports bar around 2 a.m., planning to stop for food, but never made it home. His car was found the next day on Vangler Road in Inez, but he was gone. Since then, the family has held vigils, fundraisers, and public events to keep his memory alive and his case in the spotlight.
It's like a complete shock. We don't even know why something like that would happen to someone that gave his whole life and passion for life to people and help people to reach their dreams, what they want. He's always like the person that encouraged people when people were down. He was there to help them.
Authorities say the investigation is still ongoing and they are looking for any information related to his disappearance. For those with any information, call Crime Stoppers at 361-572-4200. The time is now 6:47 on our Monday morning. Still to come on Sunrise, a new warning from health officials about certain products sold at convenience stores and gas stations. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Anthony. Happy second birthday to Anthony from Mom, Dad, grandparents, and all his family. We love you very much.
Oh, look at that sweet picture. Happy birthday, Anthony. And also happy birthday to Daniel. Happy 11th birthday to Daniel from his mom, dad, sisters, and brothers, grandparents. We all love you so very much.
Happy birthday to Damien. Happy belated 43rd birthday, Damien.
Happy birthday, Damien. And also happy birthday to four-time Emmy winner Laurie Metcalf, known for her work on Roseanne and later The Conners. She's 70 today. Happy birthday, Laurie. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, you can come to crossroadstoday.com, click on the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
All right, the time is now 6:48 on our Monday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today, or maybe you celebrated over the weekend.
That's right, or over the weekend. Happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. I hope y'all have been enjoying all the rain that we had the last several days, because we got more coming away over the next several days. And there is a silver lining to all the rain, the heavy rain that we actually got over the last few days. The silver lining is that our pollen is going to be looking good, our air quality, and our flood stages are going to look. We're going to look at that here in a second, trust me. Because starting out with your weather and health forecast, you can see our pollen is going to be real low, and the same thing with our air quality. That's going to be good thanks to the rain and the mixing. But our UV index is still going to be very high thanks to the sun being really high of an angle in the sky, which it usually is in the summertime. But here's the other silver lining I was talking about. Looking at the Guadalupe rivers right here on your screen, you can see the latest report is that it's at 22 feet deep right now. But over the weekend, it crested at 25 feet, which is technically under a moderate flood stage. Right now, we're still technically under a minor flood stage, so I'll be really curious to know what Victoria OEM or Victoria County decides what to do with that when they lift their drought stage restrictions. But over the next few days, I still think that our drought stages are going to continue lessening and get better is what I'm trying to say, because we're going to have more rain chances. Today and tomorrow, it's going to be off of this dissipating and stalled outflow boundary, which is right there, right off of our coast, bringing us some chances for today and tomorrow. But later this week, we're going to have a better chance because there's going to be a tropical system that will try and form just off the southern coast of Mexico, which will move northward over Mexico and bring us the rest of the moisture. Not going to be a system when it reaches us, but lots of rain, I'm thinking, later this week. And we're going to look at all that and more later on Sunrise.
Now to a new warning about products easily available at convenience stores. They've become known as gas station heroin. ABC's Allison Koisik explains the growing concern.
This morning, a new warning from the FDA about products like these, marketed as energy shots or cognitive supplements, sold at gas stations, convenience stores, and vape shops. Sometimes called gas station heroin for its opioid-like effects, these elixirs, pills, and powders with names like Neptune's Fix and Zaza contain tianeptine, a drug that's never been approved by the FDA and can be addictive and cause serious side effects.
It's very invigorating. It's a distraction from reality.
ABC News spoke with Hannah Gilliam last year. She says she got addicted to tianeptine.
It was miserable. I have withdrawal from heroin. I withdrawal from pain pills. I withdraw, pain pills that come with fentanyl, and they don't even measure close to what those withdrawals from tianeptine felt like.
Calls to poison control centers involving tianeptine have increased by more than 500% in recent years. Now, the FDA, in a new letter to health professionals, warns about the magnitude of the underlying danger of these products, urging consumers to avoid all products containing tianeptine, including those claiming to treat an ailment or disorder.
I don't want any other mother to go through what I'm going through.
Christy Terry says her son suffered from migraines. He went to a gas station looking for something to soothe his symptoms and wound up taking 12 of the 15 pills in the bottle of tianeptine. The bottle suggested only 2 pills a day.
All I knew that he had took them pills for a headache, but I had no idea that they would have took his life.
While it's technically illegal to have tianeptine in products in the U.S., doctors say companies are able to manufacture products with it because it's a gray area of regulation, with supplements not facing the scrutiny medications do. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. A major announcement from the White House regarding immigration enforcement. President Trump has ordered ICE to launch the largest mass deportation effort in U.S. history. The president says he wants ICE to target major Democratic-led cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York. He announced the move on social media Sunday while en route to the G7 summit in Canada. The U.S. Embassy in Baghdad is issuing a new warning. The embassy issued a security alert Sunday warning of a potential increase for violence or attacks against Americans in Iraq. The warning comes after several recent military strikes between Israel and Iran. The State Department maintains a level 4 travel advisory for Iraq, meaning Americans should not travel to Iraq for any reason. And we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a final look at our forecast with Parker. Parker, how's it looking out there?
Well, right now we actually have a really pretty sunrise coming over the coast this morning. Look at that pretty sunrise on your screen. Oh, look at that. It actually just updated even prettier. If you're all going to head out the door and go see that sunrise this morning, I'm going to go ahead and recommend the umbrella because we have some rain nearby and more is likely later. We'll look at that in a second. 76 is what we're starting at in Port Lavaca. Pretty nice morning, if you subtract the humidity because it is humid like it always is. But if you look down at the radar, you can see right along the immediate coast, we do have a few showers and even some thunderstorms if I turn on the lightning, especially over near Matagorda County, excuse me. But right just off the coast of Calhoun County, we did have a few showers that were starting to move, and then it looks like most of that has kind of cut off. But over Matagorda County, I think y'all are going to have a better shot of whatever this thunderstorm complex tries to do over the next half hour. So if y'all are down there, go ahead and get your umbrella. But I think everybody should get your umbrella today because we have another chance later this afternoon, going to be about 30%. High of 89 today in Port Lavaca with your chances between 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the rain today. High of 91, the same thing for the timing in Victoria, but a little bit warmer in Cuero, 92 for today. And for the rest of this week, go ahead and get used to the rain because we got more chances, especially for later this week.
All right, thank you, Parker, and thank y'all for being with us this morning. Be sure to join Shauna, Dawn, Maclovia, and Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Good day.